I'll read through here. In this slew of end-of-year books, I have issue collection books, and I've got them for both magazines here. This one is an expanded one of the cc&d one that has not only the issues but also chapbook releases. It's really huge. And that's why I'm like, I'm going to release them separately because people might not want to spend the extra $5 for the extra stuff in it. But there are some things in this, including poems that I read for Texas Nafas Poetry was in studio for in the beginning of September.
Tom is ready for the New Year's.
He is, you are. And so I did a chapbook of the things that I would potentially read from it, and I was going to read 3 of them for you. I earlier read a piece that, because today is my 25-year anniversary of becoming a vegetarian, and I read that one already, but these are entirely different. This one was written since I wrote a poem every day of the year last year. I'm like, I am so not writing a poem today. I am so not writing a poem today.
A poem every day of the year?
Yes.
Wow.
It was like work.
Wow.
That was my New Year's resolution. I usually don't make them, and I made that last year. And I'm like, oh.
That's awesome.
Man, that was like work. Man, that was like work. And so I did a lot of things for events. So I've got a couple of event poetry books coming out from related to that. This was in one of them because I wrote this on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And it's called Our Color, Our Gender, Our Creed. There is a house inside of me. It's a house with a rich heritage, brimming with the knowledge of how our souls have flourished and how it could all be so quickly taken away. There is a house inside of me that has had to shut down to hide everything away because those who didn't look like me decided that I was nothing and treated me accordingly. There is a house inside of me. Its pulse has an infectious rhythm that we've had to stifle to hide from your generic white bread world. We only let it out when we're alone to save us from your madness. There is a house inside of me. I've hidden it away, I've sealed it up and placed it deep within, brimming with my history and my future, and I don't let it out when people can't think of me as human. There is a house inside of me. I put boards over the windows to save myself from your storm. With your wrath, I've learned to not fight back, only because my captor won't let me. There is a house inside of me, and this house will stand strong even after you have raped me, beaten me, tortured me, tried to kill me, treated me as nothing. But you were so wrong. Because this house inside of me, there is a house inside of me, and what you don't realize is that this house will outlast yours. Trust me, if your house was built on distrust and such blatant disrespect, then your house is bound to collapse. Because after all this time, and after my wanting to fight, I have learned that passive resistance is only a part of my story. Because in these struggles, I have gained a wisdom and a connection that is beyond this house inside of me, beyond this sharing, this inquisitive mentality. So I want you to remember, this house is a symbol for all like me, and for those not like me too. Because I have a dream that everyone who has suffered like this, and even those who have not, should share their stories with all of the world, no matter our color, our gender, our creed. This is my dream, because this is how we truly grow. I go to a sad piece and then a happy piece. As I said, I'll have one somber one and then one happy one for you. This is edited for TV. This is a poem called Death Takes Many Forms. It is winter now. The trees have lost their leaves. The city is covered in a thin layer of soot and snow. The grass is dead. In the sunless sky, black birds circle overhead, searching for prey. An eerie cold settles over everything. Nothing is growing anymore. Death takes many forms. For you, death first came when you were 5 years old, and your mother had to give you 3 shots of insulin a day until you could take a needle to yourself. Did it hurt to push that needle into your arm the first time? Or did it hurt you more to know you had no choice? Death takes many forms. You wouldn't hear the howling wind of the changing seasons. but I know what follows the autumn wind. It is winter now. Do you remember when it happened? The temperature drops, the changes are subtle, the temperature drops only slightly, it's almost imperceptible. Only when the first snow falls do you realize, well, the seasons have gone. Death takes many forms. Death can be a sweat-soaked shirt, the shakes, dizziness when you needed food. You would look as pale as a ghost as I would hold your cold, wet arm to study you. Quick, some sugar will make everything better. Isn't everything better yet? Death takes many forms. I said goodbye to you to travel my own road, but I knew you didn't want me to go. And now it's my turn. Why are we always saying goodbye to each other? Are you trying to teach me a lesson? Because if you are, well, I've learned it. Trust me. You can come back now. Death takes many forms, and now it seems you've taken me down with you, and now it seems you've taken me down into that casket with you, and I'm running my hand along your jacket lapel, and I can hear them shoveling the dirt over my head. I can feel the coldness all around me, and I want to get out, and I want to take you with me. You know, you once showed me that winters could be beautiful. Instead of the dark and dirty snow lacing the city streets, you showed me a quieting snowfall over a lake at your parents' backyard, glistening in an untouched whiteness. I told you I hated winters, and you told me, this you don't hate. Well, I'm still learning. It is winter now, and death takes many forms. The seasons change for you and I. It is snowing, and something is ending. It is snowing. Somewhere, it is snowing. Thank you. And because that was very sad, I'm doing one happier one for you guys. And it is called Us Actually Touching. I heard a physicist explain that when two solid objects are pressed together, they never actually touch. I can't imagine it, but maybe because electrons repel, all objects remain one molecule apart. I wonder if this is why, when I see you and when we embrace, I want to hold you tighter and tighter, because I want to defy the laws of gravity and feel that connection, that contact with you as long as I possibly can. Is this why, when we embrace, I want my face near your neck, so I inhale you deeply. I breathe you in, because I want to experience you with all of my senses. I want our molecules to intermingle. I want us to actually touch.